Alright, we are going back. Alright. Let's go back to home base, make sure we got all the right things. Hmm. Alright, what damage do we need? $120. It's 176. Yeah. Okay. Hydrolite. Good. Assault Vest, 176 HP. Good. Citrus Berry. Rain Singles Citrus Berry. And then we have what? You, who are we missing? What is the Pokemon we're missing right now? Barraskewda once again. I cannot remember this guy. Good thing I don't have more encounters. I wouldn't be able to find them. Alright. $93 HP. Mystic Water. $115, 163 is 278. He also takes Life Orb. That's good. When we die, first slow kill. We go there. We U-turn KO. That's also fine. And then go back. We bait shield form, slow kill. And we don't show kill. We get Shadow Ball. We take. He changes form. We take 68. $81 HP. We do all the damage we need. He can never click King Shield. Nick, what's up? Welcome in. How are you doing today, friend? It's going well. In 3 shifts, I got like 6 hours of sleep over the last day, so we are flying high. Yeah, we're just... Yeah, I have like a third of a brain today. I'm just eyeing up the line. And we did make one adjustment since yesterday. I changed my pre-damage and I gave an item to Octillery, but it's pretty much the same deal. Is there a better thing than the Pinap Berry? I don't think there's an 80 base power. Natural gift item that we have. No. Lychee. No, Lychee's the plus attack guy. Right. I think that kind of works in my favor, actually. You almost don't want to show this guy a kill. Yeah, Landsat's what I'm thinking of. So yeah, Pinap is as good as it gets. So here's the team. Level 9 Beedrill. Assault Vest, pre-damage Golisopod. Mystic Water, Barraskewda with Flip Turn. Octillery, single-use emergency exit. Surf, Specs, pre-damaged Greninja. Pinap Berry, Natty Gift, Gyarados. Gyarados, I think, can technically get frauded if we come in on 50-50, like double crit situations. Or if Greninja gets crit and then he gets Ice Punch Freeze. So there are still lose cons here. We're just, we're not going to talk about that. This is a fight you just got to get a little lucky on. Does Barraskewda learn Icy Wind? No. That's a shame. A speed drop move on that guy would help. Is there anybody else that can help out if Gyarados gets frozen? I don't think so. My man, appreciate it. This will be a short stream, so just hoping to get through Archie, level up. Maybe I'll get one fight in erratic weather or some encounters or something. Just need to get this Archie done. It's time. Hola! This is Pokemon Run and Bun. It's a hardcore Nuzlocke of a ROM hack of Emerald, Pokemon Emerald. So it's just as hard as a Pokemon game has ever been. We're about to go into one of our boss fights. T welcome in, friend. I am here. Short stream. A little nervous. We got to dodge some fiction. Got to dodge some crits. But we should be fine. We win this most of the time. Just feels like luck has been against us. We are facing adversity against the will of the game. I wonder what will prevail. The indomitable spirit or the game's difficulty. How's your day going, T? Good. Glad to hear it. I'm sure you caught another 3 Beedrills today, plus speed, as you do. Got AP boosted on first thing this morning. Oh God, Roxanne, I do not miss you. Roxanne is the worst part of NG Plus to me. From the few times I tried to stream it and just like no Goss, no Togi, no Dreadnought. Oh, it was awful. It's just like, hope he doesn't boost. Every Pokemon that I'm bringing is gonna bait this move. No Lee, no Hari. It was pain. I forget what this door does. No kidding. Loom got low rolled. Oh yeah, I've seen the early Auroras there, because Breloom actually doesn't take that much damage from Zygarde. No, artillery is a terrible counter. Unless you had HP fighting, like risking the 10%, or whatever Octazooka drop is, risking the Octazooka drop is not safer. 30% accuracy drop into no way. Right? That's just what you rolled, and then you got like you just got punished. You got unlucky. Punished isn't even the word. You got unlucky, and there was no better plan. All right, let's lock in and do this puzzle. I think we do this. Oh, first try. What we got here? Fairy gem. Oh, I guess I could use that to Misty Explode on this fool. He is here. Let's go. Welcome in, friends. Just in time. I was going to give you another couple of minutes if you weren't here quite yet. Yo, baller Shell. Way to assert dominance. It's what we love to see. All right, final check before Archie approaches us. We got the B. Beedrill lead is scary, but it's what we have to do. It's what most people do. We have planned a one death Archie. A double crit leads to 2 deaths. And there is one other fictional scenario that does bring in a wipe con. I wonder who it will be. Great question. Stay tuned to find out. So Beedrill's got what it needs. We did adjust the plan since yesterday. We changed the pre-damage on Golly just a little bit because we're never, even in the emergency situation I was worried about, we're never getting Ice Beam if Beedrill crits turn 1. Mystic Water Bear Skeezy. Space Tag Goat himself, Octillery. Octillery's first and last battle, barring some insane level of fiction. Technically, Octillery can save itself with the old dunk shot dodge times 2 or 3. Greninja, Choice Specs, Surf with pre-damage. This should all be good. And Pinot Berry Gyarados. This Gyarados is ass, by the way. Levels of ass I have not seen, but it's going to do the job today. Probably. We hope. Otherwise, just about everybody dies. Okay. Yeah, so Ben, I had Hasty Sync. I have a Hasty Musharna from 116 way back when. And so we tried to manifest a Prim by Hasty Syncing Greninja, figuring that that's the only way the game would ever give me a Primarina. And the game said, no shot. You are still getting Gren. I have done 7 Petalburg delays. I have 7 Greninjas. Primarina does not exist. 7 for 7, dude. And not only, it's not like there are other Primarina routes. I have routed late game to get Primarina twice, and I have 0 Primarina to show for it. But the good news is, I use Gren a lot. I know what he does well. Fling, King's Rock, Dark Pulse, Surf, a random Brick Break here and there, Icy Wind. The guy's got tools. He just isn't the E4 goat that Prim is. All right, In we go. Hold it right there. All right. Now, guys, remember, Seafloor Cavern is out of crits. We use them up on Shelly. There are no more crits to be found out here. Even artillery is suction cups, not sniper. All right. Classic lead. Drizzle, Custat Berry, Kyogre. The Custat Berry means that we cannot afford to crit this guy. We candied Beedrill a few fights ago. You probably remember this from Shelly. We candied Beedrill so that this range, the range before it, and 2 ranges ago on Swampert, and the stupid Superior and a couple of Mons all get to the targets they need to get to. This is the most valuable candy I've ever spent. Do not crit the Kyogre. Let's go. All right, we did not get crit, so we go Golisopod. Golisopod is holding the Assault Vest, which makes it never dead to either water move and always ejecting out. I nearly clicked Barraskewda. We go back to Beedrill. Minimum roll, U-turn into minimum roll, U-turn, kills. Always. Oh, we're not out of crits. Somehow I'm more terrified because I crit Kyogre. That's like worse. There's no ethics in late game. You just play. What happens, happens. All right, we choose Barraskewda. Barraskewda outspeeds the whole team. And so the first real demon comes in. Swift Swim, Life Orb, Swords Dance, Overquill. F this guy. By the way, our Barraskewda is so ass that we are dead to Waterfall 2. This is random move. Gulp. And we're going to find out how bad does Octillery want it. The fabled intentional delay guaranteed Scorched Slab Octillery into bringing Conkeldurr to space tag. If you want to, do you want to live? You live this? Let's check some ranges, folks. Do we have any believers in the chat? Citrus Berry actually hurts us a little bit there, although we were dead to most throat chop kills. This is 50-50 gunk shot throat chop, so we have a 5% chance to live. We do KO with Surf, and Octillery getting the KO here would conserve the line. So if Octillery wants this, we can have a Deathless Archie. The moment was too big. 07, buddy. -1 NG plus encounter. All right. Don't screw up the line. We need to KO this. need to bait Superior. It's got to be Barraskewda. The death count mounts. This we KO with Liquidation because we still outspeed everything and everything sees a KO. So we get Party Order Superior next. I have nightmares about that Overquill. By the way, Barraskewda is the only Swift Swim Pokemon we have received this run. Now, in fairness, I have guaranteed Ludicolo, which I have not pulled. So that's on me. But this guy, this is the only fast swimmer we got. Superior is a one-move guy, at least today. This thing has Leaf Storm, Substitute, Leech Seed, and Glare. None of those things matter because my Barraskewda doesn't take hits. It takes 186% from Mineral Superior Leaf Storm. We do not need to flip turn. Like 127 fishing or surfing. There's the Leaf Storm. All right, at level 90, U-turn just KOs. Once again, we need to bait Party Order here. Barraskewda was intentionally pre-damaged for this moment. We need to bait Shield Form Guaranteed Attack Aegislash. And we get it. This is Shadow Ball. I think we flip turn just for the heck of it. In shield form, Shadow Ball does 93 minimum, so he cannot autotomize. That is the lose con. This is a weakness policy guy. There's another crit. It's just something is up with my game. We go to Greninja. Greninja is choice specs and pre-damaged. The form changes, and we take Shadow Ball. That was one-off min roll, which is a little bit scary. I'll admit, again, we love to bet the house on game knowledge. We did it here too, technically, because not every roll of Shadow Ball KOs us from here. In fact, only one roll KOs us of both Flash Cannon and Shadow Ball. According to the doc, Autotomize is +7, and we are not pre-status. There are no field effects that are going to boost his Protect. So it should be impossible, even though we are not dead to anything. Let's go. This Greninja, being plus speed, has mattered so many times. The one thing you don't like about plus speed Greninja is that it doesn't always have the special attack to take out this Zapdos, to take out Metagross and Tate and Liza. This Greninja came perfectly set up. Fast enough, 15 special attack IVs. At 80 HP, we do 103%. Bye-bye, Zapdos. Oh, I definitely talk nerdy. No question about it. And now Swampert enters the fray. We have dodged the fiction by avoiding crit on Greninja. Ice Punch is not possible. Surf also shows a kill to Swampert in base form, so Power Up Punch is impossible. We use the scraggy knowledge from back in Dewford. We switch in Gyarados. 50-50, Liquidation, Earthquake. Science! Liquidation drop is what we're trying to dodge here. Crits are pretty scary too. Okay. All right, before we click Natural Gift, let's make sure we're holding the berry. Pinap Berry is a base 70 grass type move. We do not show KO here, so this can be Power Up Punch. We could have spent a scale on Power Whip, and while I'm here, I'm going to see if Power Whip's even a KO. This Gyarados is so ass, it might not be. Oh, it was. Power Whip would have been a KO. So we are risking Gyarados, or risking Gyarados a little bit more to save a scale. I think the scale is more valuable than this terrible Gyarados. All right, Power Up Punch brings Swampert back to neutral. Natural Gift into Waterfall always KOs. We get a crit! That's why we crit. Get out of here, Swampert. F Archie 2. F Shelly. This game is easy. I'm the GOAT. Let's go. Jesus, yeah, we got 3 crits on that fight. Yeah, I apologize to Gyarados. I was unfamiliar with his game. That's my bad. But for the record, we're gonna check something. Oh, I can't fur yet. He said no scales needed. Keep the scale. Hold my beer. All right, and of course we don't have a flying Pokemon. Before we... I want to even check if that crit mattered. Swampert, Liquidation, Max Roll crit. Oh yeah, we were dead. We were dead to most crits. We were dead to most of them. So okay, Gyarados, officially one of the homies. All right, let's not hit any optionals. Is it bad that I've played this game so many times that I know where to stop and resurface? There are like no visual markers down there. Indeed. Spot was earned. Thanks for being here, everybody. It's so much more fun with the homies around. Cutscene. Betting it all on game knowledge is what we do here. All right, you play one game, one child's game for 2 years. You should know how it works. That was one death, seafloor cavern. I feel really good about that. We lost more Pokemon on the 3 fights on the way to Seafloor Cavern. Alright, let's talk to you fools. Oh no, my diabolical plan backfired? Who would have thought? Alright, oh, this is Cave of Origin, right? Sorry, let's drop off Octillery. Yeah, we have so many encounters if we want them. We could pull encounters for like 30 minutes. Maybe y'all can help me decide what encounters I actually want to pull. I'm so greedy about NG+, I just don't pull anything. Plus, I don't know about you guys, but when you have... Luminion is the original hero of this run. Luminion was my Kubfu counter. I spent a candy to get Bounce in Dewford. Planned sack, hit the 95% accurate Bounce, and then was sacked to Chicken because we have an absolutely juicer Kingdra. We have modest 31 special attack, so we get a guaranteed one shot if we could just safely get in on the Chicken. So we sacked our Luminion. We had as riskless a Brawly as exists, and we moved on. The fraudulent parts of this run were Shell and Lily Cove Rival. We've had some other like frauding out after a misplay, but for the most part, it's been pretty consistent. All right, I forget what we even like do here. Do I have to do anything in Cave of Origin? I gotta go talk to the guy, right? Yes. Oh, dude, this is the run of poorly used resources. Hold on. We'll take a trip down memory lane for those that have not been here since the beginning. That's not even the worst resource I spent. Pretty much. Yeah, having a safe-ish Brawly feels like a victory. Sky Pillar. All right. We have a good number of dupes here as well. Belly Drum Gaming. We play around the belly drum in this dojo. You know that, T. Yeah, T Gamers here. T didn't read the AI doc until I started annoying him. I don't know what a better word is for it than that. Trolling him from his own chat. He's like, how am I supposed to know about that belly drum AI? Like, there's a doc? What do you mean? What do you mean you don't know about belly drum AI? We can't all be Cheesemo and Inca and just click buttons and win. I don't have game like that. That's the true virtue, yeah. I remember run 1 I did. I just walked in and was like, yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to get a badge or 2 without like knowing what the Pokemon are. Pretty sure I wiped like to the Speed Boost Yanmega. I just like walked in, didn't have any Oran Berries, and just wiped to Speed Boost plus Sonic Boom. It was like, all right, enough of that. And then I had the calc up and the docs up after that and continued to be ass for a year straight. All right. Y'all want to see, so let's look at some potential encounters. Obviously, we have Cave of Origin. Oh yeah, and you mentioned if you think Candy Luminion for Brawly is bad. I keep track of what I spend my stuff on. And some things may jump out to you. 2 pretty sad expenses are we scaled special attack on Barraskewda for Bridge Rival. If you remember, we have as ass of a Barraskewda as you've ever seen. And you might be like, well, hey, I mean, you got a 31. It's just in the wrong stat. No, we scaled that. It was 5. This was a phone number Baraskiza you've ever seen. We scaled special attack on Bridge Rival, which changed us from HP Ice to HP Ice, and then we used it to defeat the evil Salamence on that fight. And then we never learned Explosion on our Cloister, and then we had to scale it back for Pyre Tag. So those two felt pretty bad. We scaled U-Turn on Noivern explicitly for Maxi 1 and then haven't clicked it again since. So that one's not the most high value, but it's Maxi 1, and we would have lost without it. So everything else here has felt pretty reasonable. And then the Beedrill defense was a misplay. We ended up getting value out of that misplay later on in the Seafloor Cavern back-to-back, but I scaled this to live max roll struggle crit from Swampert in Seafloor Cavern Grunt 2, and then found out that when you click defog, you blow away your own sticky webs and had to Omega steer that fight, which meant I never got to stall the Swampert out of all of its attacks. It never hit me with struggle at all. So we have tossed away some scales. And then, yeah, we had Luminion level 22. And then we've just been leveling up Beedrill, Conk, and Noivern since then. So it's all good. All right, encounters. We have so many encounters available to us. So we have every roamer route that we've touched so far available. 124 through 129, I think, is what we can access today. We might even be able to get... I think that's what we have. We could go do one fight and get Evergrande City as well. So we'll pretend that we have that. I specifically asked for no crits. I heard that's how you do it. But it's okay. The good guys crit this time. At the right time. The only crit that mattered is that we needed to not crit the Kyogre on turn 1. If we had crit Kyogre on turn 1, then we had to go to Octillery, and Octillery needed to also not get crit. And then if Octillery didn't get crit, then we needed Golisopod to not get crit. So that fictional scenario was still being dead to some rolls of some 50-50 into double, or 1 in 3 Thunderbolt or Thunder crit into Golisopod after all the other stuff happens was kind of disaster. That was wipe condition 1. Wipe condition 2 was Greninja getting crit and then getting a high roll crit and then Ice Punch freezing Gyarados. That one is probably we sack everything except Barraskewda to get out of the fight. So, fun. Real fun stuff. Hey, I will not ask in the future. That's my bad. I didn't know the secret tech. So I think let's look at Cave of Origin. We have some pretty good dupes here, right? We have the bear, we have Wordier, we have Obstagoon. So Sableye, Mawile, Dragapult, Grimmsnarl, and Audino. I think we pull this, even though... Yeah, I'm thinking about it, because, with Beedrill being on the team now, there is a part of me that is afraid to get Dragapult and making NG Plus significantly harder. So I kind of just wait until I can't solve a fight, and the only fight I don't think I have solved with my current box is Relly and Ian from now until that point. So I think we just chill. I'm not going to trust any of my pre-cooked lines because I've steered every single one of them. But let's get this going. I don't know how much more time I have. Maybe in 20, 30 minutes, I might be able to do a fight. This is a Protean bug fight. You guys probably have seen it before. So the name of the game is to dance around the Greninja. Yeah. Well, it's funny. One of the things, like, y'all know I love Nick Battles mods, right? He makes mistakes when he doesn't pre-cook fights and rushes. I make mistakes when I pre-cook fights and I don't have the line like mapped out in my head. So the closer to the battle I make the line, the more like locked in I am and I'm ready to do it. So when I show up with a pre-cooked fight and run it, I'm terrified. So I just kind of stopped pre-cooking multiple battles. Make mistakes any way possible. Way to keep it fresh, T. Way to keep it fresh. One of the things that makes me sad about having an Unnerve Ursaluna is that every time I get value out of Unnerve, I could still have just Guts Facaded something. That is, it's immensely disappointing to me, like trying to get the most out of a massively missed 50-50, and it just doesn't matter. But Soft Sand Luna is a good lead here. And the reason it's a good lead, so it's a Protean Greninja for anybody when you get there. This thing is obnoxious to deal with. The way the bug works is for both Switch AI and for move selection, it sees all of its moves as affected by the sun the same way as its primary type. So right now it's a water type as it's looking to switch in. So it will see Dark Pulse, Gunk Shot, and HP Fire all as being 50% power in the sun. And so what's weird about that is you can't just so some people have like -1, they -2. You have to go to -2 and turn the sun off. And that's the damage that Greninja sees on switching. At least that's my interpretation of the bug. And so that allows you to avoid bringing this thing in a lot more. And just when that isn't hard enough, because then you have to remember to toggle sun back on over and over again. You got Cloyster in the back with Skill Link, and Cloyster is going to see 3-hit Icicle Spear for switch in, not 5-hit. And so what we actually want to do here is bypass both of these and pre-damage Ursaluna to get somebody else. And the somebody else that we want to get is Arcanine Solar Beam. It's imperfect, but it's what I like. It's imperfect because max roll Icicle Spear is too high for me to actually guarantee that it doesn't click Roar. But it's like a couple damage points, and I'm pretty sure I can just get back onto the line because spikes won't be up yet. So we're going to Soft Sand KO the Stunfisk, ignoring Shuka Berry with Unnerve. We're going to get Arcanine second, clicking Solar Beam. And then on the Solar Beam, we're going to go straight into Choice Scarf Excadrill, I think. Choice Scarf Excadrill will just KO the Arcanine, tanking the Solar Beam. And then what? What is that bait? Even if we get max roll crit, I don't think Greninja comes in. 33. Can we get below 33? No. 39 is the worst damage number we could be at. So we get Solar Beam. We KO Arcanine. And then we outspeed the whole team, so we'll get first slow kill, which will be Weather Ball, Icicle Spear, Cloister. And because we don't care about the 3-hit thing, because Weather Ball will see a KO on switch in. Weather Ball, Icicle Spear, we can just go to Torkoal here. Torkoal does not care what this guy does to us. And then we'll have to level up a little bit to guarantee some ranges here. Mostly to guarantee that we don't get Greninja later. But we'll bring Torkoal, and we should be able to get ourselves Archeop's Meteor Beam and go back to Scarf Excadrill, tank the Meteor Beam at +1. And we live all +1 crits plus max roll crit Solar Beam. Yeah. And we KO the Archeops too. And now at this point, if we got crit by Solar Beam, Greninja could come in. Actually, sorry, it's always Greninja because we'll show fast KO to Jolteon in the back. So we finally get the Greninja in. And we don't really know what move it'll be clicking other than not Gunk Shot. And this is where it gets a little bit weird. We bring in Arcanine. Hey, don't I get to like level up? Am I trolling and I should be leveling up my guys first? I'm doing this with level 89, but I'm pretty sure level 91 is the deal. Don't mind me. I know what I'm doing. I've played this game before. Oh, Golly can stay underleveled. You know, if anybody has a good nickname for Gyarados, he earned it. Gyarados, Milotic, who needs a name here? Gyarados, Milotic, Breloom's name is not very good. Hydreigon, all these people. So I like to keep a lot of Pokemon underleveled, but things that you know are your main damage dealers, you're just going to end up leveling up anyway. So I underlevel Fake Out guys, I underlevel Protect guys, and then I'll just leave underleveled anything that I don't think I'll need to use. I do that. I underlevel the entire box for Tate and Liza's gyms specifically, because it's all double battles, but the baiting stuff matters a lot less in Sootopolis gym. And I love it. Look, if there's anything that I like more than the average runner, it's delaying encounters and underleveling Pokemon. And a close third is keeping status moves for the entirety of the game. You got it. Hydra is probably coming to E4. Am I naming it T Gamers, Tyler? What's the deal here? You can help be more specific because you go by many names. Don't tell me it's going to be asshole though. That one we're not going there. Or the old T Lucis, a throwback. I'm gonna go T Gamers if I don't hear anything from you. T Lucis, you got it. I was having fun. Shelly was actually really fun to cook. I almost ran a line with where Scissor takes two. Scissor is one of the few things in the game that can just raw dog switch into choice band guerrilla tactics. Darmanitan guy could just switch in and KO with bullet punch after a U-turn, or be on the field after U-turn and just bait icicle crash Darmanitan out and then KO it with two bullet punches. It didn't quite work out, so instead, we tried to risk the entire run to Azu stuff. But it was I wanted to do that instead of the copy paste line. It just wasn't as consistent. I didn't have a good end game for it. All right, we know Brellum has to be leveled up. We know Excadrill has to be leveled up. We'll leave Obstagoon. We managed to not spend the candy on Urshifu's Wicked Blow as well. I feel pretty good about that. Usually that's what you bring to Shelly. We're in business now, boys. Spooky Shifu has entered the dojo. Alright, Noivern's getting leveled up. We'll leave Hitmonchan under-leveled. I'll tell you, Hitmonchan is unloved. Iron Fist Chan does so much more. It still doesn't come to that many fights, but it does so much more in late game than Hitmonlee does. And it saved me from losing additional Pokemon when I trolled and forgot Focus Sash on the huge power Moss Deep fight. Sharpedo can stay under-leveled. Walrein, you can stay under-leveled. Ampharos. I forget if I have an Ampharos plan. Araquanid, it gets leveled up. Torkoal will be leveled up for the next fight. Delmise, I mean, it's only 2 levels, but we'll leave him under-leveled for now. Arcanine for sure. Archeops for sure. And then let's level up Bear as well. All right. Update that we're at 17 deaths now. It's funny, it feels like so many deaths to me, and all people keep telling me is how few I have. When you lose a guy, you lose a guy. Alright, back to the calc. Let me export some of these. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. All right, change of plans. No 5-minute break. I'm gonna go feed some children, and then we're probably looking at a Cribside Giga Dad stream later tonight if anyone's around. So I'm a raid out. Thanks for being here. Erratic weather coming soon. Let's hit up Gremmy.